Hey, Courtney. Christian Winfield, Elite Sports New York. No All-Star appearances, but you're a guy who's clearly coveted by many teams across the league. Do you ever feel overlooked because you don't have those All-Star numbers?
Not really, man, because I'm still in the league, and being in the NBA 9 years, that's a blessing. And there's a lot of guys that come in that, like you said, are All-Star caliber players that some of them are already out of the league. So, I mean, I just think just being able to have longevity proves my value. So I'm still blessed.
You've been an efficient three-point shooter your whole career, but your volume hasn't really been, excessively high. Is that something the Knicks want you to? Have you talked with the coach about potentially being more of a three-point shooter this season coming up?
I think that'll change a little bit because the style of play, how Coach Hornacek wants to play, is up and down. And over the past couple of years, I've been on teams that utilize the post a lot, especially in Memphis for the last couple years and whatnot. It was get it down low and play inside out and kind of a slower pace. And so I felt that those numbers should go up as far as attempts and with the style of play.
The Knicks seem to be weakest at the point guard position in the last couple of seasons. They brought you in hoping to fulfill that and make it better. Do you feel you have any added pressure on you coming in knowing that that position is going to be looked upon?
At the point guard position, you got D. Rose and Brandon, and I mean I can help with that position if need be, if there's foul trouble or worst case if there's any injuries or whatnot. So I feel that we'll be fine.
Courtney, Justin Walters, Files One News. You got a chance to work with D. Rose in LA, and he said he mentioned a lot about him working on his mid-range game. What have you seen with his explosiveness and how his jumper has improved?
He kind of reminded me of that MVP D Rose, man, especially in some of the drills that we was doing. He was able to get to the spots quick, explosiveness, and knock down shots. And he also showed a lot of athleticism also.
Courtney, Brian Mahoney, Associated Press. Have you had to cover Derek much through the years? And if so, is there anything that you would watch for to know if he's playing better? You say he's back in that MVP form a little bit. Is it just the quickness, or is there other things that maybe confidence-wise or stuff like that maybe you would see that hadn't seen in a couple of years?
Yeah, I had a chance to guard him a couple times over the years. We talked about that briefly because he had a game winner on me one time. But other than that, man, just watching him, like you said, just feels like he's getting to his spots, and he's exploding to those spots. And I just think he finished the year strong last year. The only injury that he had was with his face and whatnot, so knees are fine, and he's had a whole offseason to get better, and he's looking good.
Obviously, you're a player who, as your career has gone on, you've gotten better and you've been able to contribute to teams with your play on both sides of the ball. At this point in your career right now, how do you feel in terms of being able to contribute?
Like you said, man, just going out there competing on both ends of the court, especially the defensive end, because you go out there to get a stop and get a steal, and whatnot, that leads to a fast break and that excitement on the other end on the offensive end. So, like I said, just going out there competing on both ends, night in and night out.
Between bringing you in, and I think most people would view that as an addition to the backcourt, especially from a defensive standpoint, versus what they had last year. Kristaps being a second-year player and then bringing in Joakim Noah. What do you feel like the team's potential is defensively? Do you guys feel like you can be top half, top 10 team defensively, especially with the kind of starting lineup you guys are going to put out there?
I think that can be a goal that we can set for ourselves. Like you said, starting with Derek, he plays defense also, myself. Melo's going to get out there and compete on the defensive end. And then, like you said, having Kristaps is 7'2", that he can just clog the paint up and contest shots. And then having Joakim, who's also a defensive center, who's going to protect the rim and is going to be the one anchoring the defense. And so I think we have potential to be a good defensive team.
Courtney, the starting five is all set. What do you think of its potential? Where do you think it ranks in the NBA, that five-man unit that you're going to start with?
I'm not even sure what the starting lineup is, man. My mindset was going in there and competing. But I just think with the talent on our team, I think we ranks amongst the best teams in the NBA. It was just on us to build that chemistry and go out there and compete night in and night out.
Courtney, Yaron Weitzman, Bleacher Report. I want to know if there's any specific things you worked on this offseason after being signed with the Knicks, maybe spots from the court you were looking to shoot from or anything like that.
It was pretty much the overall game. I mean, ball handling, continue to get reps in with long-distance shooting, different spots on the court and whatnot, and a lot of conditioning because that's one thing Coach Hornacek told me over the offseason, man, we're going to run a lot. So just trying to get my wind up to the next level.